Now, you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes Radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
My name is Geoff Kruth, Master Sommelier. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the Guild of Sommeliers. And if you'd like more information about the Guild of Sommeliers, we're available online at www.guildsomm.com.
Wonderful news that I want to share with you today on Wine and Dine, and that is that Rodney Strong Vineyards really recently announced that they are sponsoring the top sommelier competition in the United States. And joining us today on Wine and Dine, first time we're meeting him, is Geoff Kruth, Master Sommelier. He's the Chief Operating Officer for the Guild of Sommeliers. So what a wonderful connection to make. And Geoff, I interview a lot of sommeliers and a good number of master sommeliers, so this is really wonderful to make this connection with you today. So if you please start off by telling us about how did this sponsorship come about, and what does this mean to listeners that maybe want to get involved even with this competition?
So the Guild of Sommeliers, we're a membership organization of sommeliers. We have about 5,000 members in the U.S. and around the world. And we run a website which connects sommeliers together for information, and is basically a worldwide resource for sommeliers and a way for people to communicate with each other. And we've been, for a few years, involved with a competition, and this is our fourth year of the competition this year for the Top Somm Competition. And it's a multi-stage competition that we do, that anybody is eligible to sign up and participate in the competition. And basically the way it works is we run a first round online competition, and we usually get about 300 people which will participate in that. And then we move on to 4 or 5 regional competitions, and then the final competition, which we have always held in California, to name the top somm, as well as the top new somm in the country.
So the first round is online. And so what is it? So obviously people can't be tasting, but is there, besides...
No, the first...
Go on.
Yeah, the first round competition is just a theoretical competition. It's basically just to set the regions and see who's really kind of up to snuff to be able to compete in the competition.
Okay.
And so that is only it's a timed theory competition, which is done over the internet.
Okay.
And then once you get into the regionals, we do both. The competition involves both tasting, service, as well as theory.
And it's not limited just to wine. It also, and correct me if I'm wrong, it includes beer, it includes spirits, it includes cigars, and big time service. Yeah,
definitely. There's always an interest in testing and in competing amongst everything that a sommelier does. So that can be all parts of beverage service, We might even ask a question about coffee service.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But the focus is obviously wine. That's the majority of the competition.
Okay.
We could certainly be talking about sake or spirits or cocktails or anything that would fall under the duties of a sommelier.
Does the first round also include an essay? Like, for instance, if you had this kind of a client? Okay.
The first round is really a multiple choice, fill in the blank. It's really an objective. There becomes more subjective elements at the higher levels.
Okay.
But as you move further in the competition, but the first round is really a cut and dry objective competition.
And is there a fee for doing this?
Yeah, it's $25. We have a $25 registration fee, and then that gets you in the competition. You take the first round, and then after that, there's no further fees to compete if you make it to the next round.
Whoa. Okay. And what is the deadline for registering, and is it timed for? Do you have a couple different times that people can sign up for if people are wanting to do this?
We have one day where there's an open window of a number of hours, about a half a day where you can do it. But there's one day, and the deadline's coming up pretty soon because we will have that first round in early January. So for anybody who's interested, they should be signing up. They should be signing up right away for that.
So if people are hearing this the first week in January, will that be too late for them to hop on board and participate?
No, it won't until we actually have the but it's the sooner the better for people to get signed up because the first round of the competition is in January.
So how was the connection made with Rodney Strong Vineyards becoming the sponsor of this competition now?
I was at another small competition that they were doing just locally, and I was really impressed with how excited they were about promoting sommeliers and about furthering the education of sommeliers. So we started talking about that, and we were open to a new sponsor for that competition, and it just worked out really well because they were so excited about the value of education for sommeliers and being involved with that. So I just floated the idea to them if they wanted to be our title sponsor for Top Somm, and they were very interested. So it worked out well.
So as I'm reading here, the four regional, or I should say the last one that you say, the third tier of the national competition will be in April.
Correct.
Okay. Well, and so what cities do you know at this point? What cities the regional, the second tier of the competition will be held at?
Yeah, we generally do those in New York, in South Florida, in Chicago, in San Francisco, or somewhere in the Bay Area.
Okay.
Are the main areas. So it's spread out around the country, but we'll do that in New York, in South Florida, Chicago, and in California in the Bay Area.
Do people get the results of their first line of the competition immediately? I mean, is it self-grading, so to speak?
No. Well, it takes us a couple of days to go through and make sure everything is correct, and then take a look at how people scored, and it depends on region. So, there may be some regions where it basically qualifies you to go to a regional. So you may have a higher score in one area, in one region, but you're essentially competing in that region to get into that part of the competition. So it takes us a couple of days to take all the scores and figure out who's going to be eligible for the different regionals. Okay.
This is somewhat complex, really.
Yeah, no, it's something we're involved in for a few months, and it takes a lot of planning on both doing these regional competitions as well as obviously the finals, and they're full day long events, and one of the reasons why having a sponsor is so important for us.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm curious, how many members do you have are from outside of the United States?
I would guess that it's about 1,000 members that we have outside of the United States. Somewhere between 500 and 1,000. couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but the majority of our membership is in the U.S., but yeah, we have something like 5,000 members now, and our website is guildsomm.com, GUILDSOMM, like sommelier.com, and that's people who are, you don't have to be a member actually to sign up for this competition, but I suspect almost everybody is. And, it's almost a required resource for anybody who's seriously undertaking the study of being a sommelier. We provide everything from study guides to all of the world wine regions to databases of wine laws to, material such as maps and videos, and really to provide all the resources for what sommeliers need to further their education, and also a platform for people to discuss and exchange information and meet each other online.
Do people ever seek out mentors within the guild?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. Everything from, we deal with everything from job postings to people forming tasting groups to mentorship, weekly feature articles from noted writers on different topics. So we're really kind of trying to encompass everything that the professional sommelier would be of interest in.
Wow. Well, it's so wonderful to make this connection with you, Geoff Kruth. We'd like to thank you so very much for joining us today on Wine and Dine, and our thanks to Robert Larson for making this possible also.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
We will have links up for you to learn more, and what a kind of a cool New Year's celebration to be figuring out if this is a direction you want to go, a new direction with your career. You're listening to Wine and Dine. Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine, on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes Radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.